Hey guys, this is Mark Skousen, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about a new pack that I've been running this year. It's the Mystery Ranch Sawtooth 45, and run a lot of packs over the years, and there's some specific reasons why I wanted to kind of run this pack this year. So I kind of tell you some of the features that I really like. So let's just start kind of with in general. My style of hunting is typically I love to hunt on horses, so I'm trying to find a pack that I can utilize on a horse, and that typically doesn't require me to like haul in like a whole week's worth of food in a pack. So the 45 liter, which translates into about 2,700 cubic inches in terms of the space of this bag, I think works perfect for that style of hunting. I can also, if I'm going to go on like a day hunt or 1 or 2 day hunt, this can definitely carry everything that I want to get into the backcountry. So sizing is important to me. I don't need a huge pack, but I also don't want a little teeny day pack as well. So that's one really important factor to me that kind of drew me toward this bag. I have run some of the more popular bags that maybe some of you hunters use. I've used the Stone Glacier, the Sky 5900, the EXO 3000, and those are great packs as well. There's some features in this pack though that I really like that I think differentiates a little bit. One of those is the organization ability. A lot of these bags that I've used in the past really, they have a duffel style open like this bag, but it's just a large compartment. There's really no organization. So I'll kind of unzip this and show you some of the organizational features here. It does have a 270-degree opening here. Well, you can see this, but it's got a lot of organization here in kind of the lid, if you will, or the flap that opens up. There's 4 different pouches here, and there's 2 pouches on each side, and there's also a hydration holder here. So I'll still put some stuff in here. I actually have a few things in here from my hunt, so just a kill kit, but I typically will run kind of my hydration. I just have a few things in here right now. I know this isn't a pack dump, but I'll run kind of hydration, like a SteriPen in this one, and a little bit heavier stuff if I'm going to carry an extra knife or something down here. The other component is just what you would normally consider a lid is kind of built into this bag, and just stuff that you can get to quickly, like wet wipes, gloves, a seat cushion to sit on, so just some random things like that. So anyway, the organization is awesome. They do have a couple. I keep a first aid kit, and you'll see that I'm kind of pulling out some of these kind of stash kits is what they call them. I do keep some organizational stuff like first aid stuff in these types of kits that I'll actually organize in here, and then I just know where stuff's at in this pack and makes it pretty slick. Some dude wipes. So anyway, you got the 2 side pouches, you got the hydration pouch, you got some organization on the back of this lid, but then you've still got plenty of room in this kind of duffel style compartment to put, if you were going for an overnight, definitely enough room to hold a sleeping bag, a pad, a little shelter and stuff like that. So that's a cool feature about this bag. These zippers are pretty stout. I think they're Y2K or 2K, I don't know the technical term for them, but they're all seam sealed. So the other thing I really like about this bag is this fabric. It's not terribly quiet, but I think it's like a 330D nylon bag, and it's super durable. And the couple of hunts I've had this year, I haven't had, terrible downpour weather, but when I have had rain or moisture, it's been really bulletproof in terms of shedding water and not snagging on stuff. This nylon's pretty cool. So let's keep moving around this bag a little bit. The other cool part about this bag is it's got a really cool yoke system that is pretty flexible. Or it has a lot of adjustability in it, I guess is the best way to put it. But you can see here that it's kind of got these markers here. So you essentially have a Velcro sleeve behind here, and you can adjust this up and down to make sure that it fits properly. one of the mistakes I think a lot of hunters make is how they fit their pack. And you don't want a ton of weight on your shoulders, but you don't want too much room above your shoulder as well. So this gives you plenty of adjustability in terms of just kind of your torso size. The other thing is this whole frame system that this pack comes on is called their Guide Lite MT frame. And they've made some enhancements this year that I thought were pretty cool. One of them is just this hip belt. I don't know all the kind of the technical aspects of it. I just know it's super comfortable when you're packing a lot of weight. It wraps around your hips a little bit better. It's got a really nice lumbar support. So, well, there's some things I will say about my style of hunting. Even when we do hunt with horses, we're not always taking them right to where we kill the animal. So it's not, you know, unreasonable to pack meat half a mile to actually get to your horses. So we do load these things up pretty heavy sometimes. As I get older, I try and get wiser about how much I put in the back of the pack, but you know, it's not unreasonable to get 100 pounds in these. A couple of quarters, this bag can handle it. So we'll get into kind of some of the overload features and why I feel like that's important in a hunting bag as well. But this belt is super key in making sure that the load stays above your hips and it doesn't sag down and just cause a lot of pain. So one of the other things that I'll kind of jump into is just some of the accessories. As you can see on my pack, I run two. These are actually, they come in a couple different sizes, but I run the small pouches here. They've got a cool molly webbing, so these basically just snap on. You can do this. Pretty slick. And so these are pretty quick on and off, but I'll run like my headlamp in here, a small pair of gloves, just stuff that I gotta get to pretty quick on these pouches. You could obviously, you know, run your calls or whatever you need, but anyway, so they've got this molly webbing runs clear along the outside of this hip belt. So, you know, they've got a bunch of different features, water bottles. You could probably get a kind of a handgun can carry accessory that would attach there as well. So anyway, just thought I would show you some of the accessories. I don't try and load too much on the sides, but those small pouches have worked really well for me. Just kind of as we move around this side, they've got 4 straps, 2 on each side and 2 on the other side, that kind of secure the bag to the frame. I'm going to show you kind of the overload feature of this bag, which has been really cool. Definitely need it when you start packing meat. So just why I'm right here though, this is a stretch pocket. It's got one on both sides. Put a water bottle. I guess one of my kind of, not a pet peeve, but just something that I would probably change a little bit on this pack is to make just a little bit deeper. If you put an Nalgene bottle or something on this side, I usually have to snap it in here just so I make sure it doesn't fall out. So if this was maybe 2 or 3 inches taller, it might hold that in a little bit better. But they do have some flexibility here. You could, you know, run a gun on the side. I obviously would run a tripod on this side, throw my spotting scope in there, or your, you know, trekking poles is another thing that I run on the side. So then I just snap them in, and they're pretty easy access that way. So anyway, if I were going to take this bag off of its frame, it's pretty easy. I've already undone these 2. There's a snap down here on the bottom that I release. These 2 straps up top, same 2 on the other side. Then the only other thing is there's a little release one right here. Once I do that, voila. So this is pretty cool because this is obviously where you would lay, if you had additional gear you were packing into camp, you could load it in here, but I obviously use it for packing quarters. So I'll put my quarters in game bags and lay it flat on here. There's some adjustability here. You can loosen these straps up so it like folds down more if you had a larger load, you had to kind of wrap back around, but that's how I use the load feature. There's 2 straps right here, you can see. If you just loosen these up, this will slide down and it just gives you more room to, like I said, fold that back over. So think the thing that's important and why I like this is you want to keep your load as high as you can. Just helps in how any pack carries weight. But this frame has been pretty solid. Like I said, I had a couple quarters on of an elk this year, and it was super heavy. I don't think any bag's super comfortable with 100 pounds of weight on you, but this is a really sturdy, rigid frame, and didn't seem to phase it at all. It was really solid. So anyway, that's how the overload feature works. So those are my initial thoughts on the Mystery Ranch Sawtooth 4500. Super solid pack. Glad I tried it out this year. It's going to be definitely a staple for me. Kind of meets all the requirements of how I like to hunt. So if you're interested, check them out. You can check them out at BlackOvis.com, and I don't think you'll be disappointed with the Mystery Ranch 4500.